Have you ever stopped to think about the ordinary things around you? Your toothbrush, fork, glasses, or even your toilet paper? Everyday objects we take for granted often have fascinating histories and surprising evolutions. Today, we're diving into the history and fun facts about the evolution of everyday objects that quietly shaped modern life. 1. The toothbrush. The modern toothbrush has roots going back to China around 1498, where bristles were made from hog hair and attached to bamboo. Before that, people used chewing sticks, twigs with frayed ends, to clean their teeth. The nylon bristle toothbrush wasn't invented until 1938 by DuPont. 2. The forks were once considered scandalous. Ancient Greeks used them occasionally, but it wasn't until the 11th century that forks entered Europe, thanks to a Byzantine princess. Even then, many saw them as arrogant and sinful. By the 18th century, they became a common dining tool. 3. The chair. Believe it or not, chairs were once a symbol of power. In ancient Egypt, only royalty sat in chairs while commoners sat on the floor or stools. It wasn't until the Renaissance that chairs became everyday furniture for the middle class. 4. Eyeglasses. Eyeglasses first appeared in 13th century Italy. Monks and scholars used them to read manuscripts. Early lenses were convex, designed to help with farsightedness. It took centuries before bifocals and modern frames were developed. Ben Franklin invented bifocals in the 1700s because he was tired of swapping pairs. 5. Toilet paper. Toilet paper has a surprisingly late start. Ancient Romans used sponges on sticks, and people in Asia used paper for hygiene as early as the 6th century. But commercial toilet paper wasn't mass-produced in the US until 1857. Before that, corn cobs, leaves, or even old newspapers. 6. The alarm clock. The first alarm clock, a Greek water clock from 250 BC that used droplets to chime a bell. The first mechanical alarm clock appeared in the 15th century, and by the 19th century, they were common household items. Interestingly, one of the earliest clocks could only ring at 4 a.m. 7. The pen quills ruled writing for centuries until the fountain pen arrived in the 19th century. The ballpoint pen, however, was a game changer. Invented by Laszlo Biro in 1938, it became a hit during World War II because it didn't leak at high altitudes. 8. The phone. The telephone, invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876, looked more like a wooden box than anything we know today. Over time, rotary dials, push buttons, flip phones, and now smartphones have revolutionized how we communicate. Fun fact, the first mobile phone weighed over 2 pounds. 9. T-shirts. T-shirts began as undergarments in WWI, worn by soldiers in hot climates. In the 1950s, stars like Marlon Brando and James Dean made them fashionable. Today, they're a global wardrobe staple. 10. The frying pan. Frying pans existed in ancient Mesopotamia and Egypt. Cast iron pans became popular in the 19th century, and now we have non-stick, ceramic, and even copper models, perfected through centuries of trial, error, and fried eggs. 11. The bicycle. The first two-wheeled transport was called a running machine. No pedals, just foot power. The chain-driven bicycle we know today emerged in the 1880s. It changed mobility, especially for women in the 19th century. 12. Cardboard boxes. Corrugated cardboard was patented in 1871 to protect glass bottles. Today, over 80 billion boxes are used in shipping annually, thanks in part to e-commerce and companies like Amazon. 13. The bathtub. Romans had bathhouses, but private bathtubs were rare until the 1800s. The cast iron tub came next, followed by porcelain and now luxury spa tubs. The average person spends over 6 months of their life bathing. 14. Headphones. Headphones began as telephone operator equipment. The first consumer model came out in 1958. Today we've moved from wired to Bluetooth to noise-cancelling and bone-conducting tech. 15. The calendar. The calendar evolved from lunar cycles to solar systems. The Gregorian calendar, used today, was adopted in 1582 to correct a 10-day drift in time caused by the Julian system. Some countries resisted it for centuries. The next time you pick up your toothbrush or scroll through your phone, remember, it likely has a wild past you never knew about. Our everyday objects are silent storytellers, proof of human creativity, necessity, and sometimes sheer accident. If you love learning the secret histories behind the ordinary, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who's curious about the world around them.